Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. The EU is celebrating Europe Day today. It was on this day 67 years ago that then French Foreign Minister Robert Schuman presented his vision of a different Europe. The values and principles outlined in the Schuman Declaration became the foundation for what the EU is today. Europe Square was the center of Europe Day celebrations in the capital today. It was an opportunity for the public to learn more about EU policy and what Croatia can gain from the bloc's funds. There were information booths, lectures, workshops, and a concert to close the festivities. Prime Minister Andrej Plenković and several of his ministers made appearances at the events. They were hosted by the EC's ambassador to Croatia.
Our citizens already know that EU membership has brought us some benefits, but they may not be aware that they already enjoy some of those advantages. That is why it is nice to have officials come here and explain what people have gained thanks to membership.
It's especially encouraging what we've achieved over the past 6 months. We've contracted 5.3 billion kuna in EU projects. That's nearly what our total was in 2016. We're going to try and keep up this pace. We've set a goal of contracting 13 billion kuna in European projects by the end of the year.
To mark Europe Day, but also the 72nd anniversary of the liberation of Croatia and Zagreb at the end of World War II, anti-fascist groups and city officials placed wreaths at the World War II monument in Zagreb's Mirogoj Cemetery. Although Prime Minister Plenković sent an envoy to the event, the president of the Anti-Fascist Association criticized Croatia's leadership for not attending the ceremony in person.
I think that they should have found time to join us here today. This is a day that is marked throughout Europe. It is our duty to be here precisely because of all the people who sacrificed their lives for today's free and independent Croatia.
The government has rejected allegations of corruption in a political deal struck with a right-wing independent MP last week in exchange for his support of the HDZ in a key vote in Parliament last week. MP Željko Glasnović made his support conditional on several issues, one of them being the payment of army pensions owed to former members of Bosnian Croat military forces. The Free Croatia Party has filed a complaint with anti-corruption prosecutors over the deal. The government said in a statement today that there was nothing criminal in the agreement and that it only hammered out policy goals shared by both sides. Victory Day, the anniversary of the capitulation of Nazi Germany, was marked across Russia today with pomp and military parades. Thousands of Russians watched columns of marching troops and rolling tanks in Red Square in a display of military might. Moscow also rolled out its new Arctic missile defense systems. Russia's Victory Day festivities were estimated to have cost around 16 million euros.
There is no force in this world that can defeat our people. The lesson of wars past is that we must remain vigilant, and Russia's military forces must be ready to respond to any potential threat or act of aggression. Today's world demands constant investment in our defense capabilities.
Moon Jae-in is expected to win South Korea's presidential election. Exit polls showed the liberal candidate was headed for a decisive win with more than 40% of votes in a field of 13 candidates. If confirmed, Moon's election would end nearly a decade of conservative rule and bring a more conciliatory approach toward North Korea. It would also end months of political turmoil following the impeachment in December of President Park over a corruption scandal.
I will make sure that superior defense will ward off any provocation by North Korea. I want to usher in a new, peaceful order in Northeast Asia. We control the Korean peninsula, and we should lead.
Croatia's telecom regulator has announced that roaming fees for Croatian mobile network customers in Europe will be a thing of the past as of June 15th. Under new EU rules, all Croatian customers will be able to use voice, text, and data in EU member states, as well as Norway, Iceland, and Liechtenstein, for the same price as they pay at home. There is a slight catch to the good news. Providers can cap the amount of data their customers can use at that price. Croatia has opened its first museum dedicated to olive oil. Visitors to the House of Oil in Pula can learn about olive cultivation, harvesting, oil making, local varieties, and the history of olive farming in the region. There is also a place where you can learn how to taste olive oil like a pro.
Other countries create very interesting stories around their local products. In Spain, there's a house dedicated to their cured ham. Austria has a chocolate museum, Scotland a whiskey museum. They showcase a variety of products and offer an opportunity to sample them.
In sports, Ivo Karlovic defeated Spaniard Roberto Bautista in round 1 of the Madrid Open today for a final score of 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. Fellow Croatian Borna Ćorić beat Misha Zverev of Germany 6-3, 7-6. European soccer fans are watching closely tonight as Juventus hosts Monaco to find out which team will win a ticket to the Champions League final. Juventus are in the driver's seat after beating Monaco 2-0 in the first leg of their semi-final tie. The game is also a showdown between two Croatian players, Monaco goalkeeper Daniel Subasic and Juventus winger Mario Mandzukic. Real Madrid faces Atletico Madrid in the second semi on Wednesday. Tomorrow's forecast calls for mostly sunny skies. However, there is still a chance of some light lingering rain in the far south overnight and in the morning, and in the mountains during the day. The coast will see a moderate to high morning northeasterly. Winds will fall and shift to a southeasterly direction by the end of the day. Morning lows in the interior will be quite chilly, from 0 to 5 degrees, while the coast will see lows of 10 to 15. The day's highs will be between 16 and 21 degrees for most of the country and slightly cooler in the mountains. The next 3 days in the interior will be warmer and windier with a moderate to high southwesterly. The days will be partly sunny, but there will be scattered showers as well, especially in the afternoon. On the coast, expect variable clouds, occasional showers, and thunder showers with some sunny spells mixed in. Temperatures along the shore will rise, along with a high southeasterly wind. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow.